friend. I am supposed to be your best friend. I'm supposed to be your sister. I'm supposed to be your mother. I'm supposed to be your bestie. I'm supposed to be your everything. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is ZY Harrison. If you're a new subscriber here, please hit the subscribe button down below, and if you're a returning subscriber, what's good? Thank you so much for coming back to our channel. So before I went MIA on YouTube, I was doing a dating series. I think I did 4 parts, and if you've not seen it, please check my previous video to watch it. And today I'm going to be talking about guys I feel like you should avoid in your 20s. Disclaimer, I am not an expert in this field. This is just me expressing my 2 cents, and I hope that you guys learn from it, or you guys actually think about it and work towards it. So I'm going to be checking it from my phone because it is written down. So if you see me looking through my phone, it's because I have them written down, and I just want to read it to you guys and also express myself while I am reading it. So yeah, let's get right into the video. Okay, so the first one on my list is guys that are still very tight with your ex. Baby girl, you are not even supposed to be chilled with a guy that is still close or still tight with his ex. First of all, if a guy is still tight with his ex, it means he actually still wants something with her. So why is he with you? Why is he still close to his ex? She's an ex for a reason. It means she's... So what is she still doing in the picture? Well, I feel like if you are in a situationship or in a relationship with a guy that is still tight with his ex, I think this is the right time to have a conversation with that guy. Is either he stops being tight with his ex and they just say hi whenever they see, or they are just chilled, or you leave the relationship. Because there's no way a guy is still tight with his ex and he doesn't want anything to do with her. Why did they break up in the first place? If they are still tight, what was the reason for their initial breakup? So it's time for you to wake up and realize that any guy that is still tight with his ex doesn't see a future with you. Trust me, he doesn't. There's a reason why he's still friends with his ex. There's a reason why he's still very close to his ex. So I don't think he sees a future with you. So I would advise you to avoid that kind of guy. The second one on my list is a guy who has a female bestie. Why do you have another female best friend? I am supposed to be your best friend. I'm supposed to be your sister. I'm supposed to be your mother. I'm supposed to be your bestie. I'm supposed to be your everything. If we're in a relationship, I think I'm supposed to be your everything. Your all in all. Your knight and shining armor. Your beginning and the end. I don't see any reason why you should have another best friend. I am your bestie. You are my bestie. Talk to me. Let's talk. If you want me to be your friend in the day, your best friend in the day, and your babe in the night, tell me. And if you want me to be both at the same time, tell me. But I don't see any reason why a guy should have a female bestie. Okay, let's assume now the usual thing we see online. If my boyfriend or my partner comes to see me and his bestie is sitting in the front seat, what's supposed to happen? Is she supposed to come down and allow me to sit down in front? To avoid all these necessary banters, he should not even have a best friend. We're supposed to be each other's besties. I don't see any reason why my partner should have a female bestie. So if you're in a situationship or in a relationship with a guy that has a best friend, it's either you have a conversation with him and let him know that you're not cool with him having a bestie, and let him know that you want to be his bestie. So he should make you his bestie, or he should exit the door. The third one on my list is a guy who doesn't know what he wants. Especially a guy that is probably in his mid-20s or in his late 20s. There's still an excuse for a guy who is 20, who is 19, who is even 21. But there's no excuse for a guy who is 25, who is 24, 26, 27, thereabout, and still doesn't know what he wants. If you don't know what you want, I don't think you should be in a relationship in the first place. Because how are you supposed to tell me that I'm doing something right or advise me to do something great for myself if you do not know what you want? A guy that still is very, very dependent. If you don't have a direction in life, you're not supposed to be in a relationship. I mean, who is supposed to push me in the right direction if I'm messing up? If you don't know what you want, it means we're both going to the wrong direction. So at the end of the day, I don't see reasons why a babe an independent babe, a reasonable babe should be with a guy that doesn't know what he wants. I mean, get your life together before going into a relationship. If you don't know what you want, sit down. When you know what you want, embark on the journey of being in a relationship. That being said, onto the... So the fourth one on my list is a guy who only calls you at night or wants to see you at night. Where has he been the whole day? He went to work. Is that the excuse you have for him? He went to work. That's your excuse for him. Okay. A guy who cares about you is going to make time for you, whether you like it or not. Whether it's at his lunch breakfast, on his way to work, when he gets to work, he's going to most definitely call you. But a guy who only calls you in the night or wants to see you in the night, he doesn't want to be seen with you during the day. That's the only explanation. He doesn't want to be seen with you during the day. He only wants to call you when everywhere is calm. But in your head, you might be feeling that's his safe time. He just wants to chill with me around that time because everywhere is quiet. You don't me. Don't be deceived. A guy who only wants to see you in the night or who calls you at night has better things he's doing during the day, and he just feels like you're his second option. So he feels like calling you in the night, you will always come through for him. I feel like even if he's giving you the excuse of he's busy, there's something called text messages or iMessages. Just leave a message. Oh babe, I'm busy, that's why I've not called you. But if it's becoming an everyday thing and he has made it an habit or a habit to call you only in the night or want to see you in the night, it means he doesn't care. He doesn't care about you. You're only a booty call to him, in my own opinion. But if it's something that he rarely does, maybe there's a reason for that. If he only does that once in a blue moon, maybe there's a valid reason for that. But if that's his routine, then I think you should avoid that guy. So number 5 is a guy who flirts a lot and never has meaningful conversation. I mean, in this context, I feel like a guy that calls you up and says, babe, let's meet up, and then you meet up with him and he's all touchy and doesn't really want to have a conversation with you. All he wants to do is to get down with you. I feel like you should avoid that kind of guy. A guy that spends his whole day only to see. A guy that makes time for you, and when he does make time for you, when he sees you, the only thing he wants to do is get down with you, not ask you how your day went, not ask you what you've been up to. The only thing he wants to do is to get down with you. I feel like you should avoid that guy. If your partner is not having a meaningful conversation with you, then where is the relationship leading to? If it's only just to make out, to make love, that is his priority, then I feel like he's not serious about you. I feel like that's the only thing he wants from you. But if you can have a proper conversation with him and he's willing to change, then why not? But if he's not willing to change and the only thing he's willing to do is only flirt with you and not have reasonable conversation with you, I feel you should most definitely avoid that kind of person. Number 6, a guy who is more focused on social media. A guy who wants to show his flamboyant life on social media. I'm not saying do not post on social media, but if you're making social media your priority, your top priority, then that's a no-no for me. That's a guy that I will most definitely not date. Because if everything about your life is on social media, then one day when we have issues, it's going to be on social media. If you're the kind of guy that wants to put your driving, you're snapping your steering, putting it on social media, you're not the man for me. If you are in Santorini, you're shirtless, you're putting it on social media, why are you doing that? What are you doing that for? Like, a lot of celebrities do that, but those people are celebrities. But I feel like if you're a reasonable guy, or you are a responsible guy, not reasonable, if you're a responsible guy, why would you want all your life to be on social media? Especially Snapchat. I see a lot of guys use Snapchat because they feel like whenever they send whenever they send girls messages, it clears off immediately, so they feel like, yeah, that's the best app to use. So a guy that is more focused on social media is a guy you should avoid. Because I'm not saying social media, I'm not saying do not be on social media, but if you're making social media your top priority, and I feel like every girl should avoid that kind of guy. Yeah. Number 7 is a guy who brags a lot. I cannot overemphasize on this. I have met a guy at a certain point of my life where all he talks about is how he can get anything he wants. No, you know, there are some people that says, oh, I can get anything I put my mind to. For example, I want to hit 1K subscribers by my birthday. If I put my mind to it, I'll get it. But this one, in his case, he's more like, if I want to buy a Bentley today, I can. He didn't necessarily say Bentley, but he was like, if I want to buy this today, I will buy it. And it's not like he had the money to buy it, but because he just wanted to show that, like, when he's around his friends, he's always like, ah, no be that babe. I can follow him talk. He cannot follow her talk. When he sees that, he's going to be mute. Or maybe he's like, I don't go that place. You are talking about, oh, let's go to Dubai for vacation. It's like, I don't go to Dubai like 5 times. Even if, let's assume you've gone to Dubai 5 times, I don't think that's the proper way to say it. Like, there are some guys that have done all these things and they're still chilled about it. Like, they don't see it as a big deal. But a guy who brags about his wealth, his assets, what he has, what he doesn't have, I feel that guy talks too much, and he's a guy that you should avoid. You're not supposed to brag about what you have. Brag about Jesus, brag about God. Don't brag about what you have. Don't brag about owning the best houses in Lagos. Even if you do own, I feel like empty vessels make the loudest noise. Even if you have what you say you have, I feel like you don't need to open all your mouth to say it. I mean, silence is golden. Yeah. The last one is, avoid a guy who doesn't know God, who doesn't know Jesus. This should have come first, but unfortunately it came last. But it only give me reasons to talk about it more. Now, I feel like everybody underestimates having a man that understands his faith, that understands God, that understands Jesus. You need to, I'm not saying be extremely religious, but know the right time. Know that at every point in your life you need the help of God. A guy that is very inclined about God, that understands God, is an asset. As a woman too, you should know that you need to know about God. Don't leave it to the man alone. But a guy that understands God, that knows God, is an amazing man. Is a man every woman wants to be with, because he understands his faith, he understands Jesus, he understands the word, and that is the most important thing. He understands the Holy Spirit, which is definitely top priority. It should be top priority on every girl's list. So if you meet a man today and he doesn't know God, then where's the relationship supposed to lead to? Where is the relationship supposed to advance to? So one of the requirements you need to find in a man is if he actually does know God. I'm not saying that if he has given his life to Christ or not. You can even find a man and you guys give your life to Christ together. He can be the one to push you to give your life to Christ. You can actually be the one to push him to give his life to Christ. So I feel like one of the requirements you need whenever you're finding that man is making sure that he knows God. If you find a man that doesn't believe in God, that doesn't believe in Jesus, that doesn't believe in the Holy Spirit, that doesn't have faith, run. That man is not reliable. So yeah, so guys, we've come to the end of this video. I really hope that I've been able to, I've been able to put a word or two out there for men you should avoid, especially in this Lagos. Although it's all around the world, but Lagos is a tight corner. You need to be sure before you get into a relationship in Lagos, Nigeria, and all around the world as well. So yeah, like I said in the beginning, I am not an expert in this field. This is just me putting out my 2 cents, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a huge thumbs up, drop a comment, subscribe if you haven't, and I'm going to see you guys in my next video. Bye.